And we live.
Oh my God, we're back again. Bobby Trevor, everybody sing. Gonna bring the funk, gonna show you how. CM Punk came back and we pop so loud. Is Bobby white as fuck?
Really?
Yeah. Is he white as Mike Tuck? Yeah. Does
I
he
hear
bring our mood down? Yeah. Is Bobby boring and does he just get on our goddamn nerves? Everybody. Hey, rock your body. Hey, everybody, rock your body right. Elbows drop tonight. Hi
first
guys, I'm Beast Mode.
ever compare me to Mike Tuck when you talking about whiteness. Ever again.
It was
Ever.
the first thing that came in my mind that rhymes with fuck was tuck. I just had to deal with it. Facebook
It
user, if
it
you
looked
could
like you had it
please.
planned.
Oh no, I just knew it was gonna be that song. Facebook users, if you could please click the little thing that says click the thing so that we can see who you are while you're talking to us. Bobby, if you would, please share this with all the white people groups.
We're gonna do that next time.
Send the YouTube link so the white people can watch this too.
Oh, fuck.
Today we have a special guest co-host, Nick Lilly.
Is he at your house?
I'm sorry.
You did not keep that to
I
pop out the
thought
window.
I thought maybe his box was gonna show up to my right. I mean to my left, Yeah, to my left. I thought maybe his box was gonna show up to my left and he was gonna
Yeah.
be here because he said he was gonna show up and no Nick Lilly. Ladies and gentlemen, once again, back like we never left. Welcome to the Elbow Drop Podcast. The guy you are looking at talking to you with this luxurious beard and with this work jacket on top of a hoodie because he's outside in the fucking cold to do this shit for you guys is Beast Mode Bones. The guy to my left with these luxurious locks who has the face of a man who just opened the oven is the Boar Miller. And below me, the man, the myth, the legend, the clearest nigga of all time, clearer than the glasses that sit on top of his nose, $1 trillion Trail.
Facebook users, man, y'all click on the link and show yourselves.
Just
We
read the
don't
link above. It gives y'all
Facebook.
permission to. Now, I know it's been a long time. We shouldn't have left you without Dope Beat to step two. Step
That's
two.
cool. I know who the guy who said fuck Ray is, but
Step two. Step two.
Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Wait
Step
a
two.
minute. Wait a minute. Our special guest, we have the man who owns 1,000 banks or whatever the fuck it is.
That's it. It's the man who
to
owns
my
the
left. Wow, it worked. Fuck you, Bones.
bank.
Moses Ireton.
How y'all doing,
Moses
fellas?
Iverson.
Boo.
Ain't you missing some hardware, Mo? Can
Say
I call
what?
you? Can I call you Mo?
You call him Mo.
Because in my head, I've always called you Mo,
Okay.
but I had
Fine.
to add Moses, but I've called you Mo. So aren't you missing some hardware, Mo? Before we get into this WWE shit.
Uh, I am missing a belt. I ain't gonna lie. I am missing a belt. Let me just make sure and make this clear. I was not pinned or submitted for this belt. Uh, I'll just be honest. Creative difference. I don't even know. You call it creative differences. Just mainly sometimes people don't want to be held accountable for
Yeah.
things. So it's a wrestling business, and so the quickest way to get rid of someone that you don't like is to
Tell me your dick.
pretty much write them out. So that's what happened.
Well, there.
What?
So can you tell them where you working at?
So right now, currently right now, as y'all have seen, I'm with Redemption Championship Wrestling. I am no longer with Appalachian Championship Wrestling, and it's for that reason. I held some higher ups accountable. Uh,
Now time out. You're on the Elbow Drop podcast, so we're gonna ask the real question. Were them niggas racist?
No, what? Whoa, wait a minute.
You gotta think about it too hard. Gotta be a yeah.
So
Let me rephrase that because I'm pretty sure like 90% of the wrestling business is racist. Were them niggas treating you badly because they were racist?
I don't think it was because it was racism. It could be that could
But
play.
them niggas racist though.
They just don't like you.
Put it this I'll put it this way, because one of the guys, one of the white guys who left, I'll just go and say he left because of how
They don't like you.
and
One of the guys. Ignore my thing. I got fucked up. My bad. Go ahead. I'm trying to tell
Like 2 minutes behind.
basically what it was is there was some drama. There was some drama on in the group, and I pretty much just said, and there was a lot of people who were pushing back on the changes that were being. And my main thing was, why are we making changes when these changes have been bringing us record crowds? We just sold out in January with these changes. We've updated the logo. We got fans coming, whether it rains or not. So why are we making changes? Like the change, why are we going back to the old ways? A lot of them were Christian or were Christian. So I come from a Christian household, so I'm using Bible references, and I'm like, you can't put new wine in old bottles. Like we're moving forward. We're progressing. Crowds are getting better. There's no reason to go back to being old. And
so
pretty much it was like there was a lot of pushback, and then one of the nails in the coffin for me really was before, like, there was a request to go back to the old ways when the change happened, when the fallout happened with pretty much the Booker, who was Jimmy. When the fallout happened, I reached out to the guy who took over, and I said, what do you have planned for Ironton Enterprises? That's what I asked him. He said, we're working on some things, and we're trying to figure some things out. I was like, all right, cool. That was privately in a DM. I would say a couple of days later, a guy asks us, are you bringing back the Mafia? Are you bringing back the Appalachian Mafia? He's like, that is something we are considering, and that's something we are definitely thinking about. So I was like, oh.
This is a long story, Nick Lily, about some people.
So I go, oh, so there's been some plans. So I was like, hey man, what are you thinking about us? He's like, we don't have anything planned. I was like, well, you just told him like you thinking about bringing them back. What about what you got for Ironton Enterprises? We're hot right now. We're your most over organization. And he's like, I think this is too stressful for you. I was like, nah, it ain't too stressful for me. I just want some transparency. And then got kicked out the group. So that's how it happened.
All right, so TLDR, fuck them niggas. Let's move on. Moses is doing some more important shit. Where can people find you at? Because this is the important part. Because I don't give no fucks about giving them no shout outs now. Where you wrestling at, and when is the next time? And then we can go to this WWE shit.
Redemption Championship Wrestling, January 13th.
Google that shit, niggas. If y'all in North Carolina,
Lenore, North Carolina, I will have my open challenge as I had back in November. We will still be doing the open challenge because we can't find anyone worthy to put my shoulders to the mat. So that's what we're still looking for.
That's what she said. Moving on.
You said, hey Moses, how are you? He said, I'll tell you. Fuck these guys. Hi, welcome to the Elbow Drop. I'm gonna put this whole company on blast.
Yeah.
These niggas can eat a dick.
You here? That's the only thing that's important. Ain't this the first time we've had an active wrestler on this podcast? Keith Murder One, he ain't never been on here. Actually,
Murder One has never been on here, although Murder One was the founding father of this podcast. He's never made one show. Man, this eggnog, let me tell y'all something. I bet I made this eggnog. This shit's strong as fuck. And I totally underestimated how strong it is. I'm already ready to go. I'm hot as shit now. I was cold when I get in this bitch. There's so much alcohol in this. I should not have made this strong.
Someone grew up from the wine coolers last season.
Hey, I might still mix it in.
I was supposed to take a shot with you. I'm gonna start making that thing. I'm gonna take a shot with you at the beginning of each episode.
Well, we're gonna
Oh,
make eggnog this time for next week. Tomorrow, you're gonna make some eggnog.
I don't know. Y'all. I can't.
is that a thing?
I can't.
I took a shot right before.
What'd you
Did you
say?
tell me?
I can't.
What,
I can't do eggnog. I don't know how
what did
y'all.
you say, nigga?
I look. To each their own. I can't drink it. My mama love it. She drinks it straight up. I can't do it.
Eggnog's grody. You mean straight up, like no alcohol?
No alcohol. She's
that's,
That's
just
worse.
a weird choice.
yes, my mother with no alcohol. Or anything like that. So
I'm not gonna drink all this shit. Be wasted. All right. So we didn't really discuss this because in case y'all forget what the Elbow Drop podcast was, this is for niggas by niggas, including Trev. And sometime Mo. So Bobby should be on Bobby should have like matches and shit from Survivor Series. That's what we're gonna talk about. Next week we got a tournament for y'all. We couldn't stop arguing amongst ourselves to put that shit together. So it'll be done next week. But for right now, we're gonna talk about Survivor Series. Mo, you
Hello,
watch
Henry.
Survivor Series, right?
Hello, PJ Johnson. Anytime your names are in the comments, we'll communicate with you. Facebook users don't exist.
Okay.
All right, so Survivor Series. Some big things happen at Survivor Series. We'll get to that. We're gonna go to the card as it was presented. I usually have the matches on me. I ain't got them on me, but I think I remember all of them.
It's 5 matches.
The first
Women's
match,
War Game.
Women's War Games match. Team Bianca versus Team Damage Control. Start with you, Bones. What you think about that match?
That shit was a great waste of my time. I don't know how y'all felt about that shit. First and foremost, there's some nitpicky shit that gotta get off my heart and my soul. Why the fuck did Kyrie Sane skip down to the goddamn ring?
That was weird.
I get that you're a pirate, but why the fuck did she just skip down like she's walking the plank to go to the ring? Like I didn't get
Not even like good skipping, like AJ skipping. It was like
it
was like a robot learning to skip.
I'll just see if it worked. That shit bugged. I actually took notes for this one, and I got my notes. I'm recording with the phone with the notes on it, unfortunately. So I actually took notes for this one because of how much shit happened. I will say this. When Shotzi went in second, I said, these niggas is smart. They're going to get all the botches out the fucking way. Then we can enjoy the match. Turns out, Shotzi did good. My opinion, I mean, unless I missed some shit, Shotzi wasn't the problem. The problem came when y'all queen got in the ring. Slowed everything the fuck down. Was trying to throw people like she was a powerhouse, but it looked incredibly soft. She threw somebody up against the cage, and they barely made it to the cage, and they had to play it off. That started shit. And she busted out one of them classic Charlotte moonsaults.
I do not have a problem with the moonsault like you have a problem with the moonsault. Like a lot of people have a problem with the moonsault.
Here's the thing. Here's the thing about the moonsault. It ain't Kurt Angle's moonsault where he used to just lay out and just it is her completely landing on her feet, which she should because he's got a gymnastics background.
No, nigga. If you doing it, you fighting somebody. You should not land on your feet unless you're stomping them while you landing. Like your point is that your body's supposed to hit. The whole point is a splash at the end of the day, right? That's the pain, not from landing beside them with such force that everybody falls.
Look, there's some other problems I had with that match. There's some problems I have with war games in general, but I'm gonna let everybody else go before I get.
I mean, throw some shit out there because I'll be here all day. I just got on this good knock. No homo.
Well, for me, so War Games is my favorite match. Aside from the Royal Rumble, War Games is my favorite match. The first War Games I saw in person was the
1984.
Don't do that.
Sting Squadron.
Not Sting Squadron, but that's one of my favorite ones because Vader starts that match out, and that's something I've always wanted to do. But it was the Sting, it was the fake Sting War Games where it was revealed that there was two Stings. So I remember actually being in the crowd and on the floor when everyone discovered that there was two Stings, and when Sting walked out, when the NWO took over the announcer's booth, but the cameras cut off too early, so that never made air. So I remember seeing that. For me, my issues go with get rid of the cages. Get rid of the cages for the teams. Every time they're running down, everybody's trying to grab a weapon from under the ring, and it just takes too long. So just get rid of that and just get back to everybody. Every team has their own assigned door, and just put refs in the middle like they used to keep the team separated. I thought if this was Bianca's team, because ain't she the one who got the problem with damage control from the beginning? If it's Bianca's team, why is she entering in like what second? Was it second or third? Like it didn't even make sense for her to enter in at that time. Like Charlotte should have went in for me because it made it seem like that was Charlotte's team. Always the team captain, always like the heavy hitter went in last. And I thought Bianca should have been that person because Bianca was hitting the power moves in that match. And it just looked like Charlotte was just trying to copy Bianca and just catch up with her. Honestly, I thought Shotzi was going to be the one to eat the pin for Bianca's team. I didn't see, and that's why this whole pay-per-view got a B for me because it had stuff that I didn't predict. I thought Damage Control would win, but they would win despite of Bayley. They lost. I'm a little mad that both.
I mean, they just continue. We'll get to the others. They just continue to fucking build the story of Bayley, making Bayley look like the sucker for her team. Like everybody should be down for Bayley at this point, type of deal. Which is cool.
What was Kairi Sane doing? Because no one knocked her out after Bayley ate that spear for her. She just laid in the corner.
True. That's true. I just kind of wrote that one. I'm gonna give them a certain amount of things I write out for wrestling's sake so that I can still enjoy wrestling. There's a certain amount of things. It's a finite amount of things I'm gonna let you get away with, even though it's stupid. I'm not gonna say it's not stupid.
I couldn't get away with that because Bayley ate that for.
That's what I was gonna get to right there.
Can we talk about why that was though, Bob?
The fan vote.
Right. I mean, what else would they be expecting?
Exactly. They shouldn't have did it at all. But it's weird when the babyface have the advantage in war games every time that this happens.
It is very. I'm not used to it. It is very weird. I get it for the surprise, like that you had you had Randy Orton's surprise, so I get that. But for me, that it made Kairi Sane look like to me the weak link of Damage Control because she ate the pin. She got the save from the spear and still couldn't make the save for Bayley taking all those finishers. So, and then that hug by Becky and Charlotte just looked so forced to me.
First of all, it looked forced, but I actually hated the fact that I liked it. Like my initial reaction was, "This is stupid as shit. Why am I enjoying it?" Not gonna.
It felt like they were trying to repeat Sammy and Jay from last year.
Yeah,
they were like, "We're just gonna do that again." Everyone loves when someone hugs and war games.
It reminded me of Left Side, Strong Side from Remember the Titans. I was like, "Oh, there's our Left Side, Strong Side moment right here." I will say, actually, you know what, Bones? I'm gonna go to your botch comment because the people who are botching the pay-per-view as a whole were the camera crew. There were several times they missed several key spots in those war game matches, and I'm just like, what? Like, because they filmed Chauncey directing traffic somewhere, and I'm like, well, hell, you filmed it like you filmed her like calling the spot. Just have her do the spot. Like, show her doing the spot. Don't go to an empty part of the match.
They also botched by showing us how long everybody was setting up for Charlotte to do that dumbass moonsault.
See,
like at least with EO shit was like, okay, she's doing all this shit. We couldn't see the ring though while she was doing it. Even though I know that they're just standing there because of last time, we couldn't see the ring she's putting that fucking garbage can on. When Charlotte's climbing up there to do that dumbass moonsault, she taking her dumbass time to get up there. We can see everybody just standing beside each other like they're doing. Oh, I got this swag. My hand in my bag, and then Charlotte come do that dumbass moonsault on her feet.
Yes. Click on the link so we can see y'all comment, so we can see y'all name, and then we can comment on that.
Because Trevor won't let us acknowledge you as long as your Facebook user.
Why you say I won't let us? Like that's not the rule. Like I just
because,
made that up.
because you
But
run you
their comment is wrong. It's 2 comments on the Facebook user that I feel like are wrong. I want to
What's
comment
the
on it.
what was the chat? Hold on. Can I see it?
Yeah, you just gotta like find the chat button.
I don't know if you can
It's
see
the
it or
only way to
not.
pull it up. The chat
Yeah.
and then the comments.
Okay.
I know if you can't see it, you might be a bitch. So
Do they have
can
to
you
have
see it?
like do they have to have a name, or is it, or does it just, or do we just say answer the question?
Trevor said we ignore people who don't have a name.
If
Oh,
you really want to answer it, you can. It's not like we're gonna get mad at you. But the point is, go click the link. If you're watching, click the link, and then you won't be Facebook user, and we can talk to you.
okay. Well,
But
y'all gonna get,
we're gonna get mad at you though if you answer it.
y'all gonna get yeah. I was about to say, you're gonna get mad at me because I'm about to say this. I feel like there should be one War Games match in the entire Survivor Series, just one.
Yeah, and it should have been Bianca Belair
No,
every
I'm saying,
fucking
no, I'm
year.
talking about one War Games match, not just
They do
one
the
War
men's
Games. It
everything
doesn't need
else.
to be a female. It doesn't need to be a female War Games or male War Games. Whoever got the best story for
Bianca
the
There
War
Belair.
is
Games match,
nothing. For real.
let that be the one to have the War Games match. Just
Everybody acknowledge Henry. Hi, Henry.
I said hi. That's all I'm gonna
Time
acknowledge
out,
you.
you guys. I gotta take an ad break for real quick. If you guys want to get portraits done,
Oh.
please reach out to Dope Art by HJF. I'm telling y'all, dopest art on the planet. And I think you gotta get in with him now if you want to get something like January or February. That shit is like a long ass line because everybody recognizes Dope Art. Moving on.
Continue, Moses. I
I
cut you
just
off.
I believe not a problem. Get your money. I ain't got no problem with that. I just feel that you're putting together
Oh, that
War
was
Games
by the
matches.
way, that was not paid ad. I just fucks with that shit hard. No homo.
Well, I mean that's how Conrad
We
Thompson
getting
got the ads. He just started advertising his mortgage company when.
Oh yeah, speaking of Blue Chew, it'll get your dick hard. Go on. Sorry, Dope Art by King H. I'm sorry, y'all. I've been
Yeah.
drinking the nog. No homo.
I got you, but no, I feel like because I was telling the guys I met at WrestleCade, I was like, we're gonna get, when you have 2 War Games matches, number one match is gonna have just nothing but action in it. It may not make no sense. It's just gonna have the action, and then one is just gonna have the story. The men's matches for the past 2 years have had all the stories, and just the women's matches have had the action. The issue also becomes when you see something in War Games one time, you pretty much probably gonna see it in the next match, and now you have to come up with something different. That's the other issue that we all. Now it's
All
just,
right, so I thought y'all kicked them out for saying stuff that don't make no sense. Because those are issues that would be issues, but they like literally the show we just watched is like the counter to everything you just said. Because they both told their own stories and didn't do the same shit. I thought somebody get mad at you and kicked you out for saying the same shit. The same shit don't add up. I get your point normally.
They have women's and men's everything else, so why not War Games? We get it with Elimination Chamber. We get it with the Royal Rumble. We get it with whatever else that they decide to do. We got it with then we get it when they had like the Hell in a Cell and the gimmick pay-per-views. We get it at Money in the Bank. So it's naturally gonna happen.
yeah.
it might not always need to happen to those either though.
Y'all want to rate these hoes?
Yeah. So
I thought we were rating the matches.
Yeah, the hoes in the matches. So
I give it it was an
I already
entertaining.
know Nick Liddy gonna give Charlotte a 10.
All right. What's the scale? 1 to 10?
1 to 10, no half points, just straight 1 through 10.
I'm gonna give it a 6.
Oh, Nick Lilly. We're not talking about how much pennies you would give Charlotte.
I was too high for that too.
Bones, what you give it?
I gave it a 7.
How about you, Trey?
I gave it a 7 too. I think the ending was fun, even with the moonsault.
I think the
And
ending
the-
I did not really fuck with.
Not the ending, not the very like last bit, but like the last third of it. I think it picked up
okay,
again.
gotcha.
I give it a 7, and before we move on, I do want to say I can see what they're doing with Bailey as well. What I think they're doing with Bailey, and it's the complete opposite of what everybody else probably thought they were gonna do. And it seems like they're prepping Bailey for a face turn.
Is that the complete opposite of what everybody? Isn't that what everybody's saying?
Everybody was thinking that all this time. I thought everybody was thinking that Bailey was gonna go heel on Io Sky all this time.
No, everybody been thinking she's gonna get kicked out.
Mm-hmm.
Nah,
So
We no, okay, yeah. People
I'm
thought she was gonna turn back at like SummerSlam.
I'm with Bobby on this one because I also thought Bailey was going to turn on Io.
Yeah, see, so only the idiots were thinking that.
Shut up.
Bailey's turned on everybody she's teamed with.
But
It's about
how's she gonna turn on 3 people though?
Okay, now she can't turn on 3 people, but when it was just her and
Yeah.
Io,
Okay, yeah, I'm with you.
yeah, I think that's when, because I also think you got to add when they break up, you have to put Dakota with damage control, but someone's got to speak for him.
No, you gotta put Dakota with a physical therapist.
Ew. But yeah, it's about time for Bailey's face run. She's been a heel for like 4 years now, so it's been a minute. Bones got Alizé and Malibu mixed with that.
He probably got some Everclear in there too.
Hey, if you drink it, I'll drink it.
All right, so let's go to the next matchup. Intercontinental Championship matchup between Gunther and Miz. What you think about that, Trey? If you didn't really talk a lot last match.
Sorry, Trey.
I think it was really good. I don't know where like they came up with a story for Miz to suddenly like take his life seriously, but he can kind of just flip a switch all the time and just be like, because the whole thing was like, oh, you can't fight me, you can't show up for a real. And this is the guy who's done. I've got tiny balls for a year and a half, and then he comes in and he's like, now I'm gonna come take it seriously and I'm gonna show up for a fight. The thing is, then he cheated and lost, and then they acted like he was some kind of warrior. Like it was a good Miz match for what he's been, but it kind of fell apart. And also, I think Miz should eventually be the one to beat him, or should have been, because I think that was a cool idea for him to be like, I want to tie the record and then maybe break it. But they kind of blew that too soon, and I think Miz is just back to where he was now. But I think it was cool. I think it was better than it could have been.
Mr. PJ Johnson, you tripping, man. It wasn't a lame match. It was a pretty good match to me. I mean, Miz told his story. Miz could be a good babyface when the story is right, man. And I don't think Miz get enough credit for that. Miz told his story. He got his stuff in. Yeah, we didn't really think that he was gonna beat Gunther, but he made it competitive enough, and he got his those near fall spots and everything. He got them in at the right time to where we bought it for just that much. We bought it for just that long enough to make the match interesting. And I don't know. I've said it to y'all a bunch of times. I haven't said it. I don't know if I've said it on the stream or anything, but for everybody else to see, the best thing about Gunther is the fact that he doesn't have a finish.
What's Gunther's finisher? The last one.
Is the best thing about Gunther that he doesn't have a finisher. He gonna beat you with whatever move he can beat you with.
And that shit gonna look like it hurt.
Exactly.
Only Gunther make a splash look like it hurt.
By the way, I did like the ending of that match with the Boston Crab into the Lion Tamer with the knee on the back. That
should look way worse than the Lion Tamer. That should make me think of Lion Tamer. Like, man, I don't know. That shit Chris Jericho was doing was fake.
I think it was one of the most realistic matches that someone's had against Gunther.
I'll say this to add to what Bobby said, because I 100% agree with what he said. I don't have much to add. There was a really strong near fall there when he hit him in the nuts and hit him with the skull Christmas finale. For me, that was the strongest near fall. And also, And also, this is the second best match the Miz has ever had his entire life, bar none.
All right, so don't stream the Twitch no more.
Nah,
I don't know what the fuck that is.
I
Yeah,
don't know.
BW had a Twitch, yeah. But Moses, what you think about that match, man?
I thought it was. I didn't think it was long enough.
That's what she said.
He always like this. I got.
Yes,
This is.
Yeah.
we're all always like this.
I got. This is how he is, like with or without alcohol. Like this is just how he is, just turned up all the time.
Oh yeah,
No, it's just the elbow drop, man.
This is me on this roller elbow drop. This is me on me drinking bum juice.
Not the bum juice.
I remember watching it and just thinking, I thought this match would be longer. Dang. But I thought it was a good match. I actually did like the finish. I did like the finish as well with the lion tamer. I did not. I mean, I didn't take the Miz to be a serious possibility for taking the title, but I am. Yeah, I didn't take him as serious being like to take that title away from Gunther, but like he gave a good fight. I think the person who should take it is going to be Jimmy. I mean, not Jimmy, but Jay. I think it should be main event Jay Uso. I think in order for this star like to keep of Jay, he needs a singles title run. And I think that should be the next step for him is to be in the IC title picture. I know they want to keep him up towards the main event. Great.
Mm-hmm.
And I got no problem with that. But I have my issue is if they want Seth to look strong, they kept Cody in the tag division. They kept Cody in the tag division so people wouldn't cry for Cody to take the title away from Seth. But let's see main event Jey Uso with the IC title. And let's see like what it's like with him to be an actual singles champion. I think that's the next step. But overall, it's they really giving Gunther also they're giving Gunther the Roman Reigns treatment as well.
I hear you.
I'm trying to. I don't know.
I mean, we can hear you.
Your videos keep going in and out.
Yeah.
To go off what you were saying about Jay wanting to keep him in the main event, I don't see why they can't just bring the IC title up to the main event more. Give it to him and let him go main event the show with it some.
And I think
against Judgment Day, things like that.
Mm-hmm. I think that would be great. That would give that would add more prestige to it. And I think that's also what we need from Jay. Like we've seen what he can do. He's held his own against Roman, but they've been losing efforts. Let's see him as a champion. Let's see what it looks like for him. That's what I think. That's where they should go. But also I don't know how unless it's a multi-man match because Gunther's also got. Here's the thing: Gunther's also not gonna be able to travel a lot with his I think with his immigration and everything, he can't travel outside the country for about 6 months. So they're gonna have to do something or just have him stay at home.
I think it might be about time for him to move on to something else, though. Granted, the main event scene is, as we were kind of talking about in the chat, gotten a little more muddy, which we'll definitely talk about. But
it's really getting muddy.
I think he can go be a main event player at this point.
I think so too. I think keep him on Raw. Keep him away from Roman. Unless it's time. Unless he's the one who needs it. Unless he's the one who dethrones the person who takes the title from Roman. Now we done lost Bobby. Oh, okay.
No, I'm right here.
Oh, okay. You cut off for a minute, but keep him away from Roman unless he's actually either going to dethrone Roman or dethrone the title off of Roman, off the person who beats Roman. But I think Gunther is prime for that spot too. But I think what you may run into is you may run into a situation like with Stone Cold when he had the IC title and he just vacated it instead of just taking the L and everything. You may have that when it comes to Gunther because he's that strong.
Yeah, that's true. I'm interested to see what they do with Gunther. Definitely. Um, Shout out She Talks Wrestling. We gonna link up one day. I got you. So what do y'all rank that match, Trev?
I think I'd give that one a 7 as well for different reasons, but it was around the same overall for me.
How about you, Moses?
I'm gonna give that. That's probably not the best. I'm gonna give that. I'm gonna give that 8.
Um, yeah, I think I'll give that one a 7 as well. Same thing as Trev said for different reasons, but it was a very entertaining match. Moving on to the next match, we have what was it? Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar. Santos Escobar just broke away from the LWO and everything. I guess the story behind this was it was supposed to be Carlito
Mm-hmm.
in Santos Escobar, but Dragon Lee really wanted the match, and he got the match at the last minute, and we got that match. What did y'all think about the two luchadors?
Trevor, I'll
Uh,
let. Well, Bobby, you want to go? Bobby, you go first because you've gone first. You haven't
yeah,
gone. Yeah.
I'll go. I thought this match didn't really have any that much heat behind it. I didn't really care much about that match. It was good action. I mean, they gonna do what luchadors do. Um, it was good action, but it wasn't really anything that I cared about as far as this match goes. I Maybe if they would have went a little longer, maybe they could have did more. They could have drew the fans into the match more because they barely got what 10 minutes or so. So maybe if the match went a little longer, they could have did some more lucha things and got the people behind. I mean, because of course with a match with Dragon Lee, it's gonna be kind of flippy and all that stuff. So they gonna get their stuff in, but I ain't really too much care about that match. I might would have cared more seeing Carlito back in action.
I agree with that. I think the story is more between Santos and Carlito than it was Santos and Dragon Lee.
Yeah,
And so, I think match wise, if Santos is supposed to go over, it's going to be a little bit hard to kind of make it believable with a much bigger Carlito. So
exactly.
Dragon Lee is is a perfect substitute for that because that way Santos can come out looking stronger, which he did.
Mhm.
South of the Border Destroyer. They didn't see that coming, but thought that was a good name for the Canadian Destroyer. But I will say this: I'm very glad that it was that Canadian Destroyer, that finisher, and then the 1, 2, 3, and we didn't have no kick out after that because that move needs to come back to being a finish. That's just my thoughts on it. But
Yeah, they definitely bastardized that move a lot in wrestling.
it's
It's gonna
pretty,
become the new DDT in a minute.
it's pretty much a clothesline at this point. Just nope.
Well,
I'm taking it. So whoever watches this and we ever work a match, just know nope. Don't even suggest that to me. That's gonna be a heavy. I'm not taking it. Now he
Bum, just in time, we talk about the Canadian Destroyer being bastard.
What?
I said we were just talking about the Canadian Destroyer being bastardized in wrestling.
What match we on?
Santos
The,
Escobar.
the one with the Canadian Destroyer.
Yeah, that.
Nope.
Whether he did, I
Yeah,
gotta
fuck that
think he
match.
did on purpose. You did that on purpose, didn't you?
Number one. Why wasn't this on the pre-show?
Because they don't do pre-shows
There's
no
5
more.
matches.
They do pre-shows. I'm watching.
They do kickoffs. On the bigger shows, they do the kickoffs and stuff.
They don't do no matches on it no more.
They do. They did
Yeah,
last
they do.
time.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Sami Zayn was on pre-show last time. If ever there was a time for a pre-show match, this was the time. And I thought going in this, you know what? They finna give us something with Lion Lee or whatever. Nope. Gave us nothing. It was a hard hitting, fast Canadian Destroyer Hurricane Rana match. I just named all the moves that were performed.
Yeah, that match I didn't care about it. What you think
Yeah,
about it, Trey?
That's what I was gonna say too. Is I think it was kind of a letdown for us because we kind of talked about it too. Dragon Lee has been like on a tear on SmackDown the past few weeks, match after match. Everyone's been giving him praise. I think that's part of the reason why there was an audible and they put him on the pay-per-view and took Carlito out last minute. Might have been because he's been impressing everyone, and then it just wasn't as impressive. So
See,
I don't know
we started talking about these middle matches and lost all the viewers.
Yup.
Well, but here's also the thing, like, there are some guys, especially on the indies, that if they know they're not going over, they just work a totally different style, or they just start to sell totally different if they know they're not going over. And I think sometimes if it's on the indies, trust you me, it's definitely in the big companies.
Is that just like a mental thing, or is that like an intentional? I'm not going over, so I'm not going to care.
Sometimes it's intentional, and sometimes it's mental. It depends on the person.
I must have not been going over either.
Chill, man.
It really depends on the person, man. Just like if they, all right, some people gonna Shawn Michaels it when he was selling against Hogan. They gonna do that. Some people are just gonna just sell, but not just sell like they need to make it actually look like it's gonna mean something. And then some people actually just gonna go out and do what they need to, like to make you look good and make them also look good by how they sell. So it's just, I think at sometimes in that mind, you get in that mindset that sometimes you just, if I ain't going over that, I really ain't gonna sell for it. I'll put you over. But
I mean, I don't even think it's that. I think it's you got 5 minutes, get out there and do some shit. Kind of like
that's
what I'm
why
supposed to do.
you came. Maybe if they gave them some more time, maybe they would have had a moment to bring everybody in. But
Hey, Andrew. Everybody say hey to Andrew. Hey, Andrew.
what's up, hey Andrew?
Yeah,
like
real
the
hype
best
for
person.
him.
He's like the best person. So I was
He
excited.
is a great guy.
I don't agree with that. I don't agree with that time thing because it's always an argument. Like if we got more time, like we can have a better match. Like, but there's ways to tell a story in 5 minutes. Like you can get your stuff in. Well,
Is that what she tell you afterwards?
Oh my god!
I saw him smile immediately on that, and I knew that was coming.
Baby, you can tell a story in 5 minutes. I got all my stuff in. Moses Iverson, the only man to hit 5 positions in 5 minutes. 3 strokes per. Foreplay? You want you out on 1,000 banks? You want me to do some foreplay?
It's about to be a foreclosure.
Our positions, man.
Oh my.
All right, so I gave this match a 5 because it didn't matter.
Quarter break. So, What was I saying?
5.
The time thing. Just it's easy. You can tell a story within enough time.
You
And
couldn't even talk about this match within the amount of time the match was. not buying it. Unless you facing Goldberg, and the story is that Goldberg squashes you. You can't.
check still clears, man. I would
I
take
mean, it's good for you to have that mindset as a wrestler, but as a fan, fuck that. Don't even. Why y'all waste my time with these interests that weren't even dope? 5. Can we move on to the next match and go through that in like 30 seconds?
little
You right,
secret, because I don't know if everyone knows this, but at certain companies, your is included into your match time.
Yeah, I've heard that.
Yeah, and WWE is one of them. So I'm just throwing it out there. So when like a Taker match, his interest is included in his match time. So they got like 30 minutes, and his interest is a whole 10. They got 10 minutes in the ring. I mean, they got 20 minutes in the ring.
I've heard that.
So if you got interest that lasts that long though, you're gonna get some time. Well, it's kind of evens out.
Yeah,
and nobody with a dope like Cody gonna get however much time Cody wants. So we're gonna roll twice every time.
Right.
Moving on. 5.
Trev, what you get?
5.
Most.
Same reason.
Yeah, I gotta agree with the 5. Definitely. Next match on the card, we have
5.
the Women's World Heavyweight Championship
5.
match between
it was too long. I'm sorry. It was too
Mark and
Things Moses Iverson never heard.
Shut up. Man,
They should have gave that time over to the other guys.
have they built Rhea Ripley like too strong?
Nope.
Maybe.
They just haven't built it. They just didn't build Zoe strong enough.
She don't. Who does she have on the Raw brand that's actually a real serious contender for her?
Shayna Baszler, if they stop fucking around with her.
Shannon Baszler stop fucking around with her. Trevor don't want to hear this, but Nia Jax if they wanted to.
No.
Maybe by default Becky Lynch, because she's Becky Lynch and she's always a threat to somebody.
We're tired of that.
We're tired of it, but
Give
she's
us-
not.
I think you can
Give
put
us
a plucky.
NXT Shayna Baszler, done. That's all you need.
I think you can put a plucky underdog in, like a Candice LeRae, and make Candice LeRae have a chance that nobody expected her to have. Like a Daniel Bryan type deal.
Whatever the case may be, Zoe Stark ain't over.
Yeah, whatever the case may be, 5.
Yeah, it's gonna be a 5.
4.
5.
I'm still with 5.
Zoe, I'll say Zoe showed out a little bit, considering, but
Yeah, let me.
not enough.
It's nothing against Zoe. It's just for the way they have built Rhea up. The match was a little too long, and Zoe doesn't have that Zoe's not there at that level that we're gonna expect to have a long. Now she showed some spunk. She showed that she was tough, but she ain't that level yet that we expect it to be a little bit of a long and competitive match.
I agree. 5.
No heat to the match. Nobody
5.
cared.
Next.
5.
Like don't care about talking about it. Nobody cared about the match.
5.
Not really.
All right, so the last match on the card was the men's War Games match. Judgment Day +1 with Drew McIntyre versus Team Cody and them. What y'all think about this match?
Who going first?
You?
Bones.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
I think a funny bit in this match was like, and me and Trevor talking about it, was like Damian Priest making Drew McIntyre wait to go get Jay. Like, stick to the plan. And then the plan is just that he comes out next.
Yeah. I definitely thought the plan was for him to come last.
So
Yeah, the decision was there.
this match was kind of fun because everybody's yelling yeet. I need to directly answer this question. She Talks Wrestling podcast, you guys listen to. the fact I'm in the car because I do all my podcasts in the garage, and it's cold as fuck. So I came into the car and put on like mad layers. Good night, Andrew. Everybody loves you. Sleep tight. So, Cody Rhodes came out. Whoa! I just wanted to do that part because that's like my favorite part of that match, to be honest with you. All right, so it was a whole lot of shit, right? I don't remember most of the shit that happened in this match, to be honest with you at this point.
He was falling asleep by now.
I was awake, actually. It was just that the shit was just overshadowed. The fake cash in was dope.
That was stupid.
Yeah, they got me with that. They definitely got me with that. What Trev? What?
It was dope until they stopped for no reason. I hate when wrestlers act like someone's theme song playing is like the end of the world. The amount of time that it took from the minute that Randy Orton's music hit and him getting into the match, Damian Priest could have been champion 3 times.
Could have been champion and then kept
They
going.
stopped for no reason. He took his sweet ass time. That man wasn't running to. When's the last time you saw Randy Orton run to a ring? That man was going to take his time. That man don't give a shit about that championship. They could have cashed in. They just didn't. But the idea of it, starting off with it, that was dope.
I'm going to still balls flow with this. That's one of those things where with wrestling, you got to just take with it.
You just got to ignore something. Otherwise, you won't enjoy it. You'll be like Randy Weber.
Right.
So, the dopest shit was JD. First off, y'all know how I feel about Randy Orton, right? That nigga boring as shit. Bar none, Randy Orton one of the most boring wrestlers to ever be successful. Right? In the ring. In the ring specifically.
Oh my God.
We give him so much credit for the
bedroom.
RKO that everybody else comes up with. So I want to give some credit to JD McDonough for playing dead from the top of a goddamn cell and falling. Because I ain't no wrestler. I've always said I couldn't be a wrestler because I couldn't do dumb shit. You know how dumb it is to just fall? Dead to dead fall from the top of the cell? Like, I hope this nigga catch my head and don't break my neck. Yeet. You know how dumb it is to fall from the top of the cell and hope that this nigga catch my head so I don't break my neck? In a way, it doesn't break my neck. That nigga's an idiot for one spot that nobody's gonna fucking remember. Well, he didn't know nobody's gonna remember. Apparently, allegedly, he didn't know CM Punk was coming out, so he didn't know nobody was gonna not remember. He thought that was gonna steal the show.
Shout out to Jay for getting over what was that 2014 meme and Yeet getting that over in 2023.
I hate that.
White people love to say black stuff,
even if it's old as shit, huh?
Yep.
Those
You
people
bring
were
up anything.
chanting that in Nashville, dude.
Why do you think we have so much problem with the word nigga? Think about it.
Only you, man. Only you. Only you. I think the match was cool. It was
cool.
It was good. It was a few like little nitpicky things, like real nitpicky things, like how like when the team that had the advantage was about to have another wrestler come out, but they would have the upper hand for like the last 15, they would get the upper hand for like the last 15 seconds until their help came. It was little stuff like that that was kind of off. It felt like timing of some stuff was off and it kind of took away from stuff. But that's like real nitpicky for me.
Was there a big spot besides that, besides JD McDonough giving his life for us?
Not a big one like that.
No.
There was Randy
That-
Orton.
I think
stuff.
the table spot on Seth.
Yeah, the table spot.
The
Yeah.
5-man DDT thing.
Yeah.
The one where everybody pulled out their finishers. That little triple choke slam spot was kind of cool.
I must have been tired by this point because I don't remember there being plenty of botches.
Yeah, I just watched it before I got on here because I never did catch the whole thing. I didn't see that many botches for real.
The botches, you're talking about the botches in the camera work, because they were just the whole camera, the camera crew was off that day. They were off that night. They were just botching that.
Oh,
I
we
believe
might have
you.
missed a lot of botches. She was there.
Yeah. Maybe I believe you, but I didn't see him.
I will say, like I said, like War Games is my favorite match. I had a problem with the order of how team members came into the match.
I'm sorry, before I forget. Bar of the night. Michael Cole saying this is the most time that Dom has spent behind bars.
I was gonna mention that. That was funny as hell.
I would either had JD McDonough or Dom start the match for Day.
But I would definitely. Finn was the perfect choice because Finn's the better wrestler to carry the entire time limit.
I was about to say,
You
do they
definitely
got
on Dom.
long?
You don't have to do that on. You don't have, because if I'm not mistaken, didn't they have the advantage? They won it, right? So you don't have to. Dom doesn't have to carry Seth. I don't think Seth should have started the match either. Neither. I think it should have been Sammy or Jay. I think.
Has anybody ever told you that you sound like a plantation owner?
Probably you.
I'm country too, but you got like a little. Fetch me a pail of lemonade. How did you come into all this money, Moses?
That's in North Carolina. North Carolina in them.
When I saw it, I was like, why is Finn? Because my whole thing is like, whenever there was a tag team in a War Games, they came in right after each other. Like it came in one, like if one tag partner started a match, the other tag partner was coming in right next.
But they're not a natural tag team though.
Say who?
But they're not a natural tag team though.
They the tag team champs.
Like they just two niggas from this faction.
Yeah, but they tag team.
It could have very well been done. Like their chemistry should be interconnected. Is what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm.
So the concept there, I get what you're saying, but like their chemistry should be the same.
But also that was for me. The order, I would have either had Dom or JD start the match for Judgment Day and just bring in your heavy hitter. Y'all like the cash in. I think the cash in was not the smartest thing to do, and here's why. Because even though most of your people on your team are your stablemates, the guy standing to your right just had the world title match with Seth. And so if you cash in, what guarantee do you have that he ain't gonna try to fuck up your cash in and get it for himself?
Well, here's the thing, and I'm gonna be real technical about this shit. If he cashes in, that means that he and Seth are in a singles match. War Games match hasn't started. The War Games match hasn't started. The War Games match hasn't started. Like, I'm not sure you skipping the Viam.
No,
but the War Games match hasn't started yet. That's not even the match. This is niggas inside the cage fighting. So
all of them just going to leave the cage. Is that what?
I mean, they just stand there. I don't know what they do.
No, cause I'm more on your side, Moses. But the thing that I noticed when this happened is the match doesn't officially start until everyone's in. So at the time they were doing it, the bell hadn't rung yet, and they were just like fighting to fight. So at that point, it still would have been a 1v1.
What all this? Okay. Trev Bones, y'all right. Marketing calendar. I said Trev Bones is right.
Yeah, you'll say
Tommy's still wrong. Just because.
But I'm gonna ask, what are you guys gonna do? Stand there and just let this man win the championship?
Storyline, yeah, because they've been rooting for him to cash it in.
Okay, but what is you gonna do?
Except for when they tell him it's the stupid time to cash in, but they.
The other thing, why if Rhea ran backstage and ran from the back and Randy's in the back, why she didn't just tell Damon Randy is here? Like, why not just tell?
All right, so this is another thing. Whatever happens behind those stages is non-existent. Because if that's the case, if I fucking hate you and you can't walk out 5 minutes after me and I don't know you back there. We've already been fighting. Like some things you just gotta let go of.
Yeah, people don't exist until they walk out of the curtain, unless there's
the
a
void.
camera that says they do.
That's the void. The music doesn't start yet. They're not real yet.
As far as we're concerned, Randy Orton was in the upside down until his music hit. When they said we don't know if he's coming, he did not walk into the door of that building until he walked out.
He pulled the Bret Hart.
He pulled worse than that.
He pulled Bret been known to show up when shows are going on. Bret been known to show up when the show like had just started and like, oh, we ready now.
We don't have that old ass information.
Yeah, there's someone else known for that too.
Here's something I did like that when Randy was doing his Viper stuff, he turned and faced Jay and was like, I ain't forgot what your boys did. Now,
do y'all not hear it? Do y'all not hear it?
I knew you was going to say something too.
I ain't forgot what you boys did. Come on.
Is this what you be feeling like when you listen to my promos? You're like, that damn slave owner, Nick Lily right there.
Yes. Yes.
I've always said you said
I actually think that shit works very well for your gimmick. So I don't.
Yeah,
I think your inflection sounds well with your
What gimmick?
He basically.
This is the man, the myth, the legend, Moses Iverson, right in front of us. Trying to break kayfabe out here, motherfuckers.
I mean, a gimmick can be real.
I dressed up for y'all. I'm on vacation.
No, you can't tell us you on 1,000 things that you dressed up for us. So you supposed to be like, this is my pajamas.
I'm on vacation.
I could grasp these Gucci.
This is my vacation get up. I'm on vacation.
You got the bolo tie and the whip, then we'll say that you dressed up. But...
So
but I would say there
very long, fellas.
When Randy and Jay like kind of made up and the cameras missed it because they were focused on Cody, and I was like, and we were like, man, don't put the damn camera on Cody and Seth.
That was a stupid makeup anyway, but okay.
Put the camera on Randy and Jay. And I'll say, well, okay, I'm gonna go to the elephant in the room here. Anybody notice there were 3 returns on Survivor Series?
Yeah. R-Truth was the best thing to happen between War Games.
I'm gonna just say I feel like since Triple H has kind of taken over, the one thing he's borrowed from AEW is all these returns.
Who returned to AEW?
Well, not returns, but it's like bringing people like these surprise returns of surprise people coming out.
They've worked every single time in WWE though.
They do. Yeah. But these two, I don't know what they're gonna do with R-Truth, but these actually meant something. So I was actually
R-Truth meant something, motherfucker. Don't you ever come on my podcast and start acting like R-Truth don't mean something.
Did you see him on Raw?
The next guy we're gonna talk about R-Truth, Randy Orton.
Chill, man.
Because Randy Orton wasn't even a surprise return. Oh, I'm not sure if he's gonna actually be here.
It worked. We popped.
We did.
Okay. I was gonna say it didn't work in the term of like not knowing he was gonna be there.
I didn't pop as much as I popped for R-Truth.
I thought it was gonna be like a fake stick moment, and then instead of Randy coming out, we got CM Punk. And then when Randy came out, I was like, oh, CM Punk gonna be at Royal Rumble. And then Punk came out, I was like, well,
let's go ahead and rate this match, and then we can go on to that. I give this one an 8.
What about you, Trey?
I give it an 8 too. I didn't get into it much, but I thought this was match of the night.
Mosey,
I'm gonna give it an 8.
I'm like between an 8 and a 9 on it. I was entertained. I'll go with an 8. I'll round it off with an 8.
All right.
We was half points, it'll be an 8.5, but we'll go 8.
Now we move on to the best return in Survivor Series in 2 years. Is my math bad?
Fuck y'all! My man.
First of all, is my math bad?
It's
Probably.
history.
I say this is the best return Survivor Series in 2 years.
Yeah, 2 years. Because I'm thinking Goldberg and Brock. Yeah, so
Nigga, what? I'm talking about. Didn't Bray come back at Survivor Series?
No, Bray came back in
No.
Extreme Rules.
Oh, well, it's probably the best return Survivor Series of all time, then. Maybe.
I was say it's the best return they've had in a couple of years since Bray's. It ain't better than Bray's, but
No, I ain't fucking with Braves. Nothing is fucking with Braves. Rest in peace to Bray Wyatt, since we didn't get to say it.
right. R.I.P. Bray Wyatt. But that was
I saw his father on Saturday. I forgot to mention. I forgot to say something to him about.
So, I was caught completely off guard. First of all, I never at any point believed CM Punk was coming back that night. I never believed it. At any point, not even gonna say at any point. As that match went on and Randy Orton kept not showing up, I kept saying, you know what? They not finna set Randy Orton to get booed. It's definitely about to be CM Punk now if they're gonna do this. Otherwise, it won't be the point. Because this is a dumb thing to do. And then it was Randy Orton. I was like, well, I guess he didn't get booed, but CM Punk not showing up ever.
Mhm.
I didn't think it was impossible because once Jeff Jarrett came back to WWE in any capacity with Vince McMahon alive, I was like, anything can happen, but I didn't think CM Punk would ever want to come back. No matter what, I just thought that shit was dead. So this is the biggest surprise that I've ever had in wrestling. I've never been more surprised.
Interesting.
Second biggest surprise, because Bianca won the Royal Rumble, and I was legit surprised by that more than anything else ever. Because I mean, you dream big, but you don't ever think you'll live to see your dreams.
Speaking of that,
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense.
CM Punk came back. I didn't believe it either. I can't say I never believed it because there's a part of me that always believed it. For every single wrestling show that's happened since then, there's a small part of me that would have believed it, but I wasn't expecting it at all. I was about to shut the show off and walk away.
Yeah, they talked about it so much, so I wasn't Hogan turned heel surprised, but you know, I was still surprised.
I popped loud though. I really did pop. How about you, Mo?
I was actually about to leave. I was about to leave the room